Hello, 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 hello out there in the internet lands. My name is Jaimelyn Gray. I am the host here for a nice little program that we like to call You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things, because there just isn't enough information out there here in the Milwaukee area about theater. I sometimes refer to theater as the redheaded stepchild, which I think just shows my age because I don't know if anybody actually uses that phrase anymore. Of the arts in Milwaukee, one of these days here soon, I'm gonna have another program about what the theater scene is in Milwaukee and the challenges that we really have with funding the arts on the whole, but also Milwaukee's theater scene doesn't get as much press as we would like to. So we need to have one of those again shortly. I'm wearing my holiday sweater since we are still in holiday time. I've gotten quite fond of my ugly holiday sweater. It's nice and warm and it's snuggly and cuddly and I like it lots. But it's not the most fashionable, I would have to say. But underneath that, I've got my Metallica Ride the Lightning t-shirt, which makes me feel like a badass because that's how I live. But anyway, so all of that is to say, welcome. And today we have for you, I say we, I, Jaimelyn, have for you an interview with a wonderful artist by the name of Clayton Mortl, a younger person in the theater community who works a lot with a company called Pink Umbrella Theater. Pink Umbrella is one of my favorite companies. It is run by a superhuman being, Katie Cummings, who started that company, all with the mission to provide a space for persons with disabilities, whatever disability you, mental, physical, emotional, any sort of disability that you may be managing, because it can be challenging in theater spaces, in traditional theater spaces, to navigate them when you have a disability. And so I like to put a spotlight on them. Clayton has developed with a couple of other people a reading of A Christmas Carol, a one-man Christmas Carol. So he himself will be reading that and reading all the characters. And so we're going to talk about that. And so enough of my blathering. Without further ado, here is Clayton Mortl for Pink Umbrella Theater Company. And with me today, I have the wonderful, fantastic, most amazing artist in Milwaukee, Clayton Mortl. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good. Quite an introduction you gave me there. I'm good.
Good. So you have a rather interesting performance coming up this weekend. Tell me a little bit about. So it's a Christmas Carol, but it's a little different than maybe what people are used to. Tell me a little bit about how you developed this project.
Well, basically, I got involved in basically just. So the idea for this project came from what I had done some research on in regards to the work of Charles Dickens and how. And I mentioned this in an interview I did for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. basically just how ubiquitous
Yeah.
and how you know how ingrained into our culture the works of the worlds created by people like William Shakespeare and Charles Dickens really are, and all the different characters they came up with, all the different words they invented, I suppose, and just how our culture has sort of adopted those new worlds that they've developed and those characters and made them such a core part of our collective memory and our collective response to such. And yeah,
Sure. It's A Christmas Carol is something that we all remember from our childhoods. It's a yearly event for most people. But you took you so you have you always been a fan of Dickens?
um, I wouldn't know if I was a fan per se, but just so very fascinated by just everything that he wrote and everything that he created in terms of characters and in terms of just the again what he built in terms of the world around him and how he responded to it. So,
Sure. But you along with some friends of yours took A Christmas Carol and made it into a one-man show.
well, actually, that's so basically what happened was I was looking for just potential future projects to perform um, for myself and for other theater companies, and I came across after having done some research and finding that there is in fact historical precedent to this that one man readings of A Christmas Carol had been done before, including by the author. Uh,
Sure.
he he read them in the 1850s and 1860s in England, and he also did a reading, I think, in New York in 1867 when
Sure.
he visited there. And I proposed this idea to Katie Cummings at Pink Umbrella Theater Company, and she liked the idea. We were actually scheduled to do it a year ago, but well, the first one a year ago, but we postponed it because we felt that we weren't quite ready, but we are now. So,
Right on.
and Amanda Rosman is the director of this production, and she is the one who edited the script that I shared with her because she was assigned to be the director of this. Uh, and she basically just edited it down to about an hour in length, 50 minutes in length. And yeah, her vision of it is a bit different than what I personally had in mind, which I'm definitely not objecting to, but it is different. Is incorporating more multimedia aspects of it, like,
Oh wow.
you know, screen and we're going to have, subtitles up on the screen so that people can follow along with it, as is customary with every other Pink Umbrella production. But we are also going to be involving all these different aspects, costumes, and things of that nature. We also have a Foley artist, Amanda Lejeski. She is going to be basically operating kind of like a old 30s radio drama, something like that.
Right on.
She's doing that. We have Ash Mulholland working on costumes. Uh, I gained a bit of weight over the Thanksgiving season, so we had to look for new clothes for me. But
It
um,
happens.
yeah,
It happens. This is life.
yeah. So yeah, we did that earlier today.
Oh, right on.
Rehearsals have been going fairly smoothly. I would say so.
How much are you rehearsing then? Like 3 times a week, 2 times a week? What has been your path here?
We haven't been required to have as many rehearsals as we usually would because I'm reading from the script.
Sure.
It's that but we had our second to last rehearsal just just today, and the last one will be tomorrow, and then the show will be Saturday and Sunday at 2.
Yeah.
Uh, but had rehearsals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this this week, and then the past week. And I forget if it was a week before that we started doing it too, but I know for sure we did it last week. So
Right on. I do just want to go back and touch on just a little bit because for people who this is the first time that they've ever heard of Pink Umbrella Theater Company, I just want to throw out there that that Pink Umbrella is a company. Speaking to what you were saying about having subtitles so that people can read, it is a company built for disabled persons.
yeah,
And so Katie Cummings is one of the most magical human beings on the planet, and started this company with a mission in mind to let, because it can be hard as a disabled person to get into quote unquote regular kind of companies or established companies.
yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, for me personally, I mean, having Pink Umbrella in my professional life has definitely been like I've gotten to have so many opportunities uh, in regards to yes that I just I've gotten to have so many opportunities and so many great things have happened with me. But yeah, sometimes it's difficult to navigate the theater community in Milwaukee in terms of well, not necessarily going to auditions and things like that, but just figuring out how to grow as an actor. And I know that there are classes and things like that, but those can be rather expensive,
Mm-hmm. They
you know,
can
like a
be.
rep and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, uh, I took theater classes during the pandemic in 2020, 2021. Those are all covered by Iris, which is a funding organization for people with disabilities.
Uh-huh.
And I was able to grow and develop my craft in such a way that I started my first professional production, meaning the first production I ever got paid for with Pink Umbrella in 2021 with Shine.
Yeah.
And it's been going, I've had a great working relationship with them ever since. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen multiple productions over at Pink with you in them, good sir.
thank you.
Um so you're performing the show this weekend.
Mm.
For anybody watching this, sad to say, it is sold out. you have you have officially sold out all of your performances. But there is a virtual option available for people who want to see it. Do they just go to the website to
Uh,
to get the virtual option?
they do. They would have to go to the website. They would have to uh, click on, for example, when you get to the website and click on our work, and then you just click on that, and it takes you to A Christmas Carol, and then it'll take you to. I think you just click on the box. You
Yep,
know,
it just says learn more, and then
I don't have the
there's
website in front of me, so I'm just going off of what I remember.
yeah, I actually have it in front of me. It says Saturday is sold out, Sunday is sold out, but then right below that there are virtual tickets and waitlist tickets
Mm.
that you can sign up for.
Yeah,
And it will
yeah,
just take you to a form that you can fill out, and that's it.
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Has it been a positive experience for you? Has it been something that you would, because the history of A Christmas Carol is that you just keep doing it. Is it something that you would think about bringing back next year?
I certainly would if it's well, I'm sure it'll be successful, but
It already is successful. You
right,
sold out, my friend.
right. Um yeah. But yeah, I would say that this is something that we could do every year because this is actually something that Katie did want to do. She wanted to make it a yearly tradition
That's
for
awesome.
us here. And I'm definitely not opposed to that. I would definitely do it again next year, but um in terms of the positive experiences, I mean, everyone there already is just very accommodating and very, reasonable, um, and very welcoming. I think
Yeah.
with it being a theater company for disabled people, it kind of has to be. I feel like that's a given, but yeah, I would say that I've had a very positive experience so far.
Right on. I mean, any process is challenging.
Yeah,
Every theatrical process to bring it to where it needs to be is challenging. No matter how much we try to fool ourselves that every process is going to be this next one is going to be the smooth process. It never is. There's always some hurdle to overcome.
mm,
And particularly with a one man show, you are the one who everyone is sort of looking at and relying on. So I can't imagine that is the least stressful environment that you've worked on.
I feel like this will bring Pink Umbrella much needed publicity as well.
Right.
There's already been an article in the Journal Sentinel about it,
Yeah.
uh, and I wasn't looking to do this to like for any. Well, I I think Katie responded very favorably to the idea, and that's why she chose to do it. And already it's just so highly anticipated, you
Yeah.
know. And I gotta say, I'm not really used to this level of adulation. Well, not adulation, but
Attention.
attention, just being given anything that I'm doing. I'm not really used to that, so it has been something of a new experience. Yeah, I just can't wait to see how it turns out. Anyway,
Me too. I'm gonna have to go the virtual route, much like other
well,
people, but because we have shows of our own over at the Constructivist, so
mm,
we're still navigating our challenges over at our production. But I wish you luck and break legs and all of that, my friend. And
mhm.
I just hope that you knock it out of the park.
Thank you. You too.
All right. So for anybody who wants to check this out, go to pinkumbrellatheater.org and they can learn more there. All right. Have a great day, my friend.
You too. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic human being, that Mr. Clayton. Clayton has worked with us over at the Constructivists. He was actually in our production of Acapocalypse, or Economo Acapella's acapella practice has been canceled. Great process that we had creating that show. A devised work with Andrew Hopgood and Joe Lino, and creating that. And it's really based off of taking actors and helping them develop characters for that process. And so Clayton got to develop his own character, and it was a great experience and a great show. But that was last year. But now we are going to talk about what is coming up this weekend for you all. It's really, we have got events for you. There are a whole bunch of events for everyone to go out and enjoy. So I just want to share some of that with you, so that you can go out and have some fun. We have this weekend closing we've talked about this for weeks now, so you've had the opportunity to get out there and see this closing weekend over at Next Act Theater of Almost Maine. We had Karen Estrada, the director, on a few weeks ago, so you can go back and look at that interview if you please. It's a comedy about love and residents of this place called Almost Maine, a town so small it almost doesn't exist. And the residents find themselves falling in and out of love unexpectedly and in hilarious ways. And that is going to close this weekend, so you better get your butts over there. But Next Act also has a reading coming up this Monday of Lovesick, which is by the same playwright of Almost Maine, John Cariani, and I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't remember, because I get to these moments in the broadcast where I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't double check how to do this or how to do that, because most days and mostly in my life I'm flying by the seat of my pantyhose, even though I don't wear pantyhose. Seat of my sweatpants. And so this reading is again called Lovesick. It's directed by the amazing and fantastic Laura Gordon, Milwaukee artist, actor, director, teacher, amazing person. And so this is a one night only event, staged reading of this. They're calling it the darker cousin to Almost Maine. So slightly twisted, still funny, but just a little bit on the darker side. An unromantic comedy, they're calling that. So you can go to nextact.org to check out both of those events and see if you'd like to get over there. Next, we have my company, The Constructivists, a very deadly constructivist holiday with music. This is our closing weekend as well. We have had some things to navigate with this. Thing, we had 3 actors fall ill. Not one, not 2, but 3 actors fall ill across this process. And so, after some considerations and navigations, 2 of the actors got better. 1 actor we unfortunately have had to replace. And because of that, we are turning the rest of our performances into enhanced stage readings. So that means that, you know, they'll be read, but it's with lights and sound and you know, all of those sort of technical elements, a little bit of technical elements that you can just see a little bit more of what the full production was supposed to be. So this is it's also a devised process. It's something that I thought of to just based on I don't know, I was thinking about the 7 deadly sins and how humans you know, navigate their lives within sort of the 7 deadly sins, and just wanted to research real news stories of people behaving according to the 7 deadly sins, and then creating a show off of that with holiday music and things like that. This year, Andrew Hobgood has taken over the directing duties. He also largely took over the writing process. And so it's a whole new iteration of a very deadly constructivist holiday. So you can come and see that this weekend at 8 p.m. Our shows are, again, it's their enhanced stage readings. It's a fantastic script. So it's still, and the actors are wonderful. So it's still a wonderful, enjoyable experience. It's just a little different than what we had intended. And you can go to www.theconstructivists.org for more information and tickets on that. Oliver is still going over at Skylight. Oliver will be going all the way until very well almost the new year. Skylight is bringing that to you through December 29th. It's based on Charles Dickinson's I keep saying Dickinson. I guess Emily Dickinson is just embedded in my blood or something. Charles Dickens's classic novel, Oliver Twist. And then that was turned into a movie musical that was highly successful in the 1960s. Michael Unger also came on a few weeks ago to talk about Oliver. And so you can go back and watch that as well and hear him talk about that. But that will go, yeah, like I said, all the way through the 29th. Fun for the whole family and good experience for everyone. And so you can go to smtmke.org for more information about that. Also, we have All Is Calm, The Christmas Truce of 1914 from Vanguard Productions, Milwaukee. I just saw recently through social media feed that they also have an illness in their cast, and so their performance tomorrow is canceled. So this is just a really good reminder to make sure that you're keeping an eye on websites and social media about performances, because it is that time of year when we're all going back inside and we all are a little bit more susceptible to illnesses and and a lot of us smaller companies, we don't have understudies. It's a challenge, and that all has to do with finances. And again, that goes back to bringing somebody on to talk about the financial situation of theater companies in Milwaukee. That you should just keep an eye on where a company is at with their performances. But this is a wonderful show. This is their third year. Had George on, was that last week? I don't know. The weeks just fly by. Had George on when we talked about my big holiday show. Had the constructivists, or we had Andy on for the constructivists, and then Michael Unger, and then Vanguard, and you can listen to him talk about their process. And this is really the show that made Vanguard come to life, the company itself. And so you can hear him talk a little bit about that too. But this is based on during World War I. It's a true story of how soldiers came together on Christmas night across the no man's land. A German soldier started singing Silent Night, and they called a truce over Christmas, and it's a wonderful, beautiful, music filled production of song and wonderful talent of a huge group of men. So it's something magical to see. That is also, they also have a pay what you can show on Monday. So you got Next Act on Monday, you got Vanguard on Monday. You're going to have to make some choices here. You're going to have to make some choices. Or check to see what matinee schedules are and things. And you can go and see a matinee of Next Act, and then see the Constructivists, and then see Vanguard on Monday or Sunday. You look at the calendar, Milwaukee Theatre Alliance.org. You can see our calendar and you can navigate that as you will. And but to find out more about Vanguard, you can go to vanguardmke.com to research that. We also have Friday, tomorrow, the Friday the 13th, dun dun dun, at 8 p.m. Schmitz and Giggles has their yearly fundraiser. So they're turning that into a talent show where you're going to be able to see singing, acting, comedy. I'm very interested in the yo-yoing. I guess they have a yo-yo master coming in and showing their skills. It's just $10 at the door, and then you can win a bunch of prizes. As you can see there, rest and relaxation baskets, tickets to Next Act shows, salon, spa, take us to the Laughing Tap, all these kinds of things. And so go to schmitzandgiggles.org to check that out. And then finally here, Amanda Hull, who is one of our Milwaukee Theatre Alliance artists, has started up a venue called the Brick House, and they are having a bunch of holiday events over the season. You should really go and check if you're a theater artist in Milwaukee, you should go and check out this venue. It's a really great intimate space, and if you have an independent project that you would like to start up, the Brick House is probably a good place to look at to see if you want to rent that space. Amanda is just a really great human being and wonderful to work with. And she and her husband started up this for so that small business owners and individual artists can have a space to perform and have shows and readings and rehearsals and things. But they are having an ugly Christmas sweater granny bingo tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Wear your ugliest sweater so that you can win something. And it's hosted by Esther Flonase. You can Google Esther and see what Esther Flonase is all about. But it seems to be a hilarious night of fun. So there is just so you can go to the Brick House MKE, thebrickhousemke.com for all the information on that. And that's what we have. Normally I do this thing where this month is recognizing this month is recognizing that. I think because of all of the holidays across the month, they just decided that the greater they decided to not do that in December. And so there really isn't anything. Just do your holiday thing that you do and enjoy it. But that's all I have. So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to try to get Amanda on next week to talk about the Brick House and how that venue came to life and all of the amazing things that they host over there. But until then, you have yourself a good week. Go out and see some theater, and we will see you next week on You've Got a thing.